Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sono's Life. So last week we had a venture into New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Grand Slam at the MetLife Stadium, and this time it is finally time for G1 season once again. Now, you know this with me, when it comes to a tournament or some big shows, what is Sono's Life without a bit of a preview? As always, I'm going to have a look at all the participants in each of the two blocks, the matches that I am most looking forward to, and obviously my very wrong predictions. However, this year my wrong predictions are going to be slightly different because New Japan have sort of thrown a spanner in what is normally a quite predictable result for me. So let's get going. In Block A we have the Golden Star Kota Ibushi, the Ungovernable One Tetsuya Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., Toru Yano, Tomohiro Ishii, Yujiro Takahashi, Tangaloa, Kenta, and the Great Okan, and obviously IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Shingo Takagi. Now that is a very mixed lineup. It's great. We have some massive names. We have some of the best wrestlers in the world. We have the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Shingo Takagi, who's going to have a massive target on his back from literally everybody in his block. We've got Kota Ibushi, who is no stranger to title pictures and the G1. Tetsuya Naito, who, oh my god, literally if there is any moment like now where he is not in the title picture, what is going on? Tomohiro Ishii and Zack Sabre Jr., who may never have tasted IWGP Gold, but are two of the best and most diverse wrestlers in the world. We then have two debuts in this G1, in this block alone. So we have the Great Okan, who obviously returned from excursion last year and is now a firm member of the United Empire. And next we have Tangaloa, someone who I made a video last year of people I wanted to see in the G1, and he was on there. And it seems like better late than never. Because honestly, I think he's deserved his spot for so long, and this is going to be the perfect time for him to shine. We've got Toru Yano. Like, you know what Toru Yano is like. Literally, like, you can't expect what this guy is going to do. He has constantly put on Match of the Year candidates. Just with, like, tape, scissors, I don't know. Are we going to get the MetLife Yano? Are we going to get the badass GBH, or are we going to get some humour? We have guys like Kenta, who came in, actually debuted really in the G1, and has sort of had like a very rocky path in New Japan. Maybe due to the pandemic, booking. And then we got guys like Yujiro Takahashi, who is probably just happy to be there. Now this is, like I said, it is one of the most diverse blocks. You have the top guys. You have the guys who are pretty much undercard and are there to take the losses. You have the strength of guys like Ishii and Tangaloa, the speed of guys like Naito and Kota Ibushi, the submission prowess of guys like Kenta and Zack Sabre Jr. And then you've got guys like Shingo, who is literally all of these combined into one. If you look at this lineup, it is immense. Now, in terms of matches I'm looking forward to, it just seems endless. Like, there are so many people and so many matches that could possibly be Match of the Year candidates. We obviously have the LIJ war, so Shingo Takagi versus Tetsuya Naito. We know when it comes to G1 season, faction loyalty goes out of the window for LIJ. It can sometimes get a bit tense in these preview matches, and they will 99.9% of the time put on amazing matches. It's going to be no different with Shingo and Naito. Naito's been out of the title picture for what seems like forever. Shingo is that guiding light. Even if he doesn't win the G1, if he beats Shingo, someone who he brought in because they were both at Animal Hamaguchi's gym, he has a shot at that title. You got a match between two opposites, Kota Ibushi and Tomohiro Ishii, who really shouldn't work together but have done so well. I mean, did you see last year's G1 with Suzuki and Kota Ibushi? We might get another one like that. Talking about historic matchups that people can't get enough of, Naito versus Kota Ibushi. One where it doesn't matter what happens, I will most likely spend 99% of the time hiding behind a cushion because I don't know what these idiots are going to do. Then you've got sort of newer matches. So Tangaloa versus Tomohiro Ishii. Two big men who have wrestled each other quite a few times, but never in a tournament setting. We'll get to see a replay of Kenta versus Zack Sabre Jr., two submission specialists who in their art and their training are just literally phenomenal at what they do. And then there's Yano, and literally like any matchup, he's, you know what, if anyone's gonna beat Shingo, it's gonna be Yano, and I hope it is in the funniest way possible. And Yuji, I know Yuji's just happy to be there, so let's make sure he doesn't lose everything, because that will be sad. I've gone through all these participants and they are all amazing. I don't know who is going to win, but obviously it's predictions as well as my preview, so let's see. Right, we'll pick two and then I'll sort of narrow it down. We'll go with head versus heart. Oh. My head picks Naito. Like I said, he has been out of the title picture for what seems like forever. He's been in the tag division, which I don't think is him. Then my heart says Tomohiro Ishii, a guy who is always the bridesmaid, never the bride, but unlike his Chaos faction mate Hiroki Goto, has never even won the G1. I know there are other names, but I don't think Kota's gonna win again. It is very rare. It's only happened twice where the IWGP Heavyweight Champion has won the G1, and I feel like they're not gonna do it now. But I guess if I'm gonna have to pick, I am going to go for Naito. Mainly because if you see my next block pick, it doesn't really work with Ishii. But it's going to be phenomenal. And I'm very excited to see all of these guys, especially Okan and Tangaloa, see what they get to do. Normally I have like one block which is sort of better than the other. When you hear this one and you see the names in it, you will understand why I cannot say that. So in this block we have IWGP United States Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi, aka the most handsome man in the world, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, LIJ Sanada, IWGP Tag Champion Taichi, 6-man tag titles Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto, Jeff Cobb, Tama Tonga, Chase Owens, and he who shall not be named, Evil. You know how I feel about Evil recently, that's why we're going to push him to the side. I mean, apart from Evil, which, I mean, it's Evil, isn't it? What a lineup. Like, straight away, the two people that are going to stand out to you, Okada and Tanahashi. Two people whose careers have been intertwined. Since the minute Okada came back from his excursion, these two are not only two of the best in New Japan, not just two of the best in Japan, two of the best in the world. And there are other guys, so guys who are like up-and-comers, so I'd say, oddly enough, I'd say Sanada because he's not had that break yet. Yoshihashi, Jeff Cobb, who is starting to make a name after his win against Okada. Chase Owens, who is now building himself as a singles wrestler. And then also guys who are a bit more established. So Tama Tonga's been in quite a few G1s. And we all know that fine as hell wine, Hiroki Goto has won a fair few. And with this sort of mixture of experiences and talents, we are going to get some really amazing matches. So, like I said with the others, the standout match for me would probably be Shingo versus Naito. This one is going to be Okada versus Tanahashi. I've been watching them for 3 years, but I've also watched archives. I don't think these two have ever had a bad match. If you want a match that is definitely going to be a crowd pleaser, definitely going to be amazing, you're gonna give them Okada versus Tanahashi for like the 100th time. Yeah, people will still act as if it's the first. You've got 3 Chaos guys in this block. Put them against each other, and like I said with LIJ, they are going to throw faction loyalties out the window, and it's just going to make them so exciting. Like, in particular, I'm excited to see Goto versus Yoshihashi. These two seem inseparable, especially since they never open weight championships have come to them, and the success they've had. I mean, they even tagged together for the titles at Wrestle Grand Slam. We've got other classics, so we're going to bring back that iconic Sanada and Okada rivalry, something that now almost seems like they're frenemies. So they know that when they get in the ring, they're going to battle each other, but they have this sort of mutual respect for each other. And I unfortunately feel like Sanada is going to be pushed back during this. Like, he's not going to be at the forefront of this block with huge names. But with guys like Okada and Tanahashi and Sanada, we are going to have all of them at least have 1 or 2 or 3 matches that are going to be amazing. Yes, even Evil, who I just sometimes want to push out of my brain because I just don't want him, like, I just have a really bad feeling that he might just, like, beat Tanahashi, beat Okada, beat Sanada, and I'll just be sat here crying. I think in this block, maybe it's a bit easier to pick out who's going to win. I don't think my baby Tanahashi is gonna get another win. I think with the United States title, like with Shingo, he's gonna have a massive like target on his back, because with the lack of IC title, the US title is that next step. That is the other title that everybody wants. It's that another notch on your record books that you've had it. Sonata, they've been pushing him and then dragging him down too much to elevate him the full Monty, which no, Sonata's not doing the full Monty, but not that many people would mind. And guys like Tama, Evil, Chase, even Jeff Cobb, I don't think it is their time yet. So my pick for the B block is Kazuchika Okada. Mainly because the last time Kazuchika Okada held the IWGP World title was in 2019. Basically, since he returned from excursion, there has hardly been a year he has not had that title. Never mind 2. So I think it is way past the time for Okada to get another G1 win and to get another title reign. Also because the booking and people's views on New Japan has been up and down recently. With the likes of the Bullet Club, Evil and things like that, there have been some issues. However, there is one thing that is said, there is one thing that everybody knows. If you want consistency in New Japan, if you want that stability, you need Kazuchika Okada as your champion. You need him to win a big tournament like this. Now, out of Naito and Okada, for that reason that I just said, it will be Okada. I love Okada to the moon and back. He is an amazing athlete. He's so charismatic. And if anyone is going to win, it should be him. However, as these two people look at me in the back and you're probably thinking, Sam seemed like she struggled with that. Here is one reason why. Jay White is not in this year's G1. There were rumours going around, yet when the blocks got announced and Jay's name was not on it, my heart might have broken like at least 30 times. And let me tell you why. I started watching New Japan in 2018 in January. That summer for the G1, who was my pick to win? Jay. In 2019, who was my pick to win? The new Bullet Club leader, Jay. In 2020, who was my pick to win the J1? Jay. In 2021, who is my pick to win the G1? Well, it can't be Jay. I am absolutely gutted that Jay White is not in this year's tournament, because he is always my pick. Like, it doesn't matter who is in the tournament. Tanahashi could be in it. Sanada, Naito. Jay will always be my win for any tournament. But he's not in it. And that means that I've had to change things up this year. I've had to pick someone else. However, and I'm putting this out there, we all know how wrong my predictions are. In the 3 years I've been watching New Japan, I have never got anyone right. So obviously Okada's not going to win. So let's say Okada is my official pick. My unofficial pick is Jay White. Because, you know, if my predictions are bad enough, why not just pick someone who isn't even in the tournament? But yeah, honestly, I understand why. Because with the quarantine and things, it's a tough schedule. But I am not going to lie. I am very sad that this will be the first year without Jay. Yeah, I can't deny there are some amazing matches that are going to happen. There are some amazing wrestlers, and it's really given, once again, the current talent a chance to shine. Because I know that some people have had issues where, oh, there's a lack of gaijins, there's a lack of surprises. Well, why don't we focus on developing the talent New Japan has? Guys like Tangaloa, Okan, Jeff Cobb, let's build them up, and then that will help the future of New Japan. So, that was my preview. Like I said, it's not fully in depth. I know everyone's going to have their own views. But like I did last year, I'm going to do this video now. I'm going to have a look at the opening few nights of the G1, a mid-tournament review, and then look at it at the conclusion. So hopefully it should give you enough content to binge on for the entire tournament. I can give you my fangirling reviews, cry without Jay, and hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as I do. Make sure to let me know your views now that you've heard me rambling on for about 15 minutes. Who are your picks to win in each block? Who do you want to win the entire tournament? But specifically, which is what I always love knowing, which matches are you most looking forward to? Is it Kazuchika Okada versus Tanahashi? Is it Naito versus Shingo? Is it Yano versus Tomohiro Ishii? make sure to let me know in the comments below. And I know I say it every week, but make sure to follow me on social media at wrestling_chat. Like the video, share it, comment, and hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys soon. Bye!